I already made this vlog, but when I was moving it to the computer to start editing it, I deleted it. Nice. So, I'm going to redo it right now. We're doing it live! The bulk of the vlog that I made was about the iPhone. You guys know how much I love iPhones. I've owned one iPhone. I feel like I'm a master on the subject. But the main thing I wanted to talk about was the list of features that came out with iOS 7 and the new iPhones. One of which was the fingerprint scanner, which I think is pretty cool. There have been fingerprint scanners in the past on different smartphones, but the implementation wasn't as good, I think, as this will be. So that's pretty cool. Props to Apple on that, I guess. The big thing that I don't really understand is everybody's all getting shitty. I mean, not shitty. They're getting super excited about the 64-bit thing. But I don't like nothing. No benefit's going to surface for having 64-bit. For a very, very long time, not within this iPhone generation. And the reason for that is 64-bit is faster than 32-bit, theoretically, because you have a wider bandwidth for memory, so basically you can do more memory access per cycle. The problem is that your prefetch, or basically your hooks to use that memory, are 15-ish% bigger, 10 to 15% bigger. So the performance increase kind of cancels itself out. It's kind of negligible, especially considering the iPhone doesn't have over 4 gig of RAM. It's worthless. And I think what they're doing is two things. One is pure marketing. Bigger is better. If my phone is 64-bit, it must be twice as good as your 32-bit phone. I think that's kind of what they're shooting for. The second thing that I think they're going for that's a lot more important for the long run is that I think they're trying to prep their app store for future phones. It might be a little premature to do that, but I think that overall what they're looking to do is when they do actually come out with a phone that can harness 64-bit architecture properly, all of the apps are going to already support it, because all the apps are going to already be, 64-bit. So at least all the good ones, like it's harder to build a 64-bit app that's compatible with a 32-bit operating system properly. Like, you can do it, but 64-bit's a little bit more bloated, and it's harder to keep the same efficiencies. That's why a lot of times you see, especially in things like Photoshop, you might notice that 32-bit Photoshop actually runs better than 64-bit Photoshop. Maybe not in the most previous version of it, but when the first 64-bit version of Photoshop came out and the CS series came out, it didn't run as well, even on computers with high memory caps. Most of the time, the 32-bit version of Photoshop did better. So, but yeah. So right now, people bragging about it being 64-bit, there's no upside for you. So you're talking out of your ass, and there's no reason to care about that right now. So the only thing that impressed me, and I wouldn't even say impressed, but it looks like they did it well, was the fingerprint scanner, because you can use that as a password and all that bullshit. It's cool. So yeah, other than that, the event, we knew everything about the phone already. It's typically how events for Apple work. So I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that was pretty much all I said in the other vlog. I don't think I talked about much else. So I guess have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.